team. Okay, today we're going to continue learning about author's purpose. And we remember that the author writes the words and they write a story for a reason. Yeah, there's 3 reasons an author might write a story. So let's review those now, okay? An author might write a story to persuade us. Yeah, remember? Like they're telling us their opinion and they want us to agree. They might persuade us, remember, like a commercial. So show me persuade. Yeah, so in our story today, the author might be persuading us with their opinion. We'll read to find out. The author also might inform. Yeah, that's teaching us information. Show me inform. The author might inform us with something and teach us information or something new. And then lastly, the author's purpose could be to entertain. Remember entertain? Yeah, and they do that if they share a story with us, either about real or fake characters, but it has characters and a setting and events. So I remember in the story Hair Love, the author's purpose was to entertain because they shared us a story about Zuri, her mom and her dad, and it made us filled really with joy. And I really enjoyed this story, but it was to entertain me. And so we're going to read this story today, and I want you to be able to tell me, is the author, who's Derrick Barnes, and he worked with Gordon James, the illustrator, are they working to persuade us, to inform us, or to entertain? Now let's look at the front cover. So good readers are still sitting up so straight and tall. Good readers keep their eyeballs on me. Good readers put their hands in their lap. And this story is called The Crown, an ode to the fresh cut. And then the title's so important that they write it twice. So crown. Ready? Ooh, look at him. He looks proud, doesn't he? Let's look at his facial expression. I love those illustrations. When it's your turn in the chair, you stand at attention and forget about who you were when you walked through that door. You came in as a lump of clay, a blank canvas, a slab of marble. But when my man is done with you, they'll want to post you up in a museum. That's my word. Let's read the background a little bit. Think about where he might be going. What setting is he talking about? He'll drape you like royalty with that cape to keep the fine hairs off your neck and your princely robes. It's amazing what a tight fade, high-low ball does for your confidence. Dark Caesar. So do we know where he's at yet? He's at the barbershop, right? He's getting his hair done by the barber. Syllable chin drop. Ready? Barber, barber. 2 syllables. I'm thinking the barber's really special to him. Look how proud he looks. Wow. Who knows? You might just smash that geography exam tomorrow and rearrange the entire principal's honor roll. A fresh cut does something to your brain, right? It hooks up your intellectual. You're a star. A brilliant, blazing star. Not the kind that you'll find on a sidewalk in Hollywood. Nope. They're going to have to wear shades when they look up to catch your shine. He'll lean you back in that chair, dab that cool shaving cream on your forehead, and then craft a flawless line with that razor. Slow, steady, surgical. It frames your swagger. That cute girl in the class across the way won't be able to keep her pretty eyes off you. Her friends will giggle and whisper, "Girl, he is so fine." Yeah, that's what they'll say. The whole school will be seasick from the rows and rows of ripples. You'll have more waves on your head than the Atlantic Ocean. Shout out to my do-rag and Patience. There's a dude to the left of you with a fox hawk, deep heart, skin fade. He looks presidential. Maybe he's the CEO. The CEO is the person who starts the company. Big deal. Maybe he's the CEO of a tech company that manufactures cool. He's a boss. That's how important he looks. Dude to the right of you looks majestic. There are thousands of black angels waiting to guide and protect him as soon as he steps a foot out that door. That's how important he looks. So he really admires the men that are with him at the barbershop, huh? I love the detail they're giving us. There's a dude standing in the mirror that can't get over the masterful designs crafted on the side of his dome. Everywhere he goes, people will ask for his autograph. He looks that fresh. He looks like he owns a few acres of land on Saturn. Maybe there's a river named after him on Mars. He's that important. So that's telling me if this little boy views the other people in the barbershop that way, then his new fade and his new cut makes him feel that important too. There are two dudes, one with locks, the other with cornrows, and a lady with a butterscotch complexion. And all they want is a shape up, tapered sides, a trim, and a crisp but subtle line. And sometimes in life, that's all you ever need. A crisp but subtle line. When your barber is done, you'll feel like $1 million and some change. When his fingertips hit you with that apple green alcohol or that witch hazel, it'll sting, but not like a scorpion or a hornet, more like an electric stamp of approval. And when you see that cut yourself in that handheld mirror, you'll smile a real big smile. That's the you that you love the most. That's the you that wins everything. That's the gold medal you. Every person in the shop will rise to their feet and give you a round of applause for being so fly. Not really, but they'll look like they want to. You'll see it in their eyes. It's the look your English teacher gives you when she hands you your last test with a bright red 97 slapped on it. It's how your mother looks at you before she calls you beautiful. Flowers are beautiful. Sunrises are beautiful. Being viewed in your mother's eyes is something that matters. Now that's beautiful, and you'll take it. You don't mind at all. I think everyone likes to feel beautiful. Finally, he'll remove your cape and swipe you down with the brush made from a golden horse tail. You'll put the money in his hand without even expecting change back. You'll put the money in his hand without even expecting change back. Tip that man, tip that man. It was worth it. It always is. I love when illustrators do this. You know why? Because you'll leave out of the shop every single time feeling the exact same way. Magnificent, flawless, like royalty. Hello, world. So we're really lucky because the author actually wrote the reader a note right there. Yeah, and so I'm going to read it to you to help us decide why the author wrote this story. Was it to persuade us, to inform us, or to entertain us? Okay, so it says, Mr. Tony was my barber in the 6th grade. To get to his chair, I rode the Prospect southbound Metro bus to 63rd Street every Thursday. The day of the week, my mama would leave $8 on the kitchen table so I could get my hair cut. Walking out of that shop, I never felt like the same kid that went in. That fresh cut made me handsome. It made me smarter, more visible, and more aware of every great thing that I could do. I wrote this story to capture that moment when black and brown boys all over America visit the shop. and hop out of that chair filled with higher self-esteem, with self-pride, with confidence, and an overall elevated view of who they are. The fresh cuts. It's how we develop our swagger and when we begin to care about how we present ourselves to the world. So, the crown, an ode to the fresh cut, focuses on the beautiful, raw, smart perspective for Black boys, sons, brothers, nephews, grandsons, and how they can see themselves and their greatness in the world. A fresh cut makes boys fly. And so I've never gotten to have a fresh cut like that, but I know that some of my boys in my class have. So I bet they're making a connection to this feeling. And I hope I get to talk about that with them soon. And so let's think about why someone would write this story. Why did he write this story? Well, first, I think he kind of wrote it to tell us a little bit about himself. So he informed us a little bit about himself. Yeah, and he was pretty persuasive. He convinced us that a fresh cut and a fade makes people feel more confident and more powerful and empowered of the greatness they can do. But ultimately, the main idea, the author entertained us, didn't he? He gave us a character, a really cool character. He gave us other characters that we met in the barbershop, right? Let me find them. He admired them so much. He gave us a setting, he used a lot of sensory details to explain how special the barbershop was, and he gave us some events. So I hope this story entertained you as much as it entertained me. Can't wait to keep learning with you.